the Marine Corps that stood out.
Because they're always out there.
Yeah.
The majority,
But-
the huge percentage is Marine.
I don't know if that's had to do with, when I heard that, Mike, I don't know if that had to do with more, how can I say it? Well, it's kind of redneckish, hardcore, be a man type of thing, or the actual being in the foxhole.
Yeah, but I mean,
With the guy, do you think the guy's really going to try and rape him in the
No,
foxhole?
but the whole mentality of the guys that are actually
the guys that are in the
warriors
rear
front
support
lines.
are all for it, you know?
Yeah, but it's the guys that are actually,
Well, I mean, the guys
They're-
that do that,
the
they're
guys that
dependent on
actually do
each
that
other
for a
for
living.
everything.
What if
Actually,
he's
those
what
are
if he's
different- those-
what if
there's a
he's
different
good at
breed.
what if he's good at
There's a
what he
different breed.
does?
Well, then, that's why it should just, don't tell anybody about it.
I don't know, maybe there's a positive. Maybe if you can get a guy that looks good in a burqa, you can create a pretty good little, trap.
Yeah, the guys that do what
What?
they
You
do,
got to be able to carry a burqa, man.
they're different. They're not
Hey,
the
that's
average-
not
they're
a-
the
that's
average
not a guy in
person.
there.
They're not the average human being. They're a different set, and we need those kind of guys. And all we're going to do is, throw them this curve, which they don't need to have to deal with. Now
Well,
they're dealing with it.
when I say all that, don't misunderstand me. I think it's absolutely bizarre. Now that Mom's gone, that a man would have sex with another man. That's just freaking bizarre, and it's ugly and it's evil and it's the whole bit. But for some reason, and now that's one thing that there are things that other people do in their lives that are pretty bad too. Should we keep them out because of that? Are they going to be less of a good soldier because of that or not? See, that's my point.
There's actually biological
Of anything,
evidence. I know this would be on Sam's side that unisex
if you have
species
social things that go on
are some of the most unisex species are some of the most successful because they don't have to find a mate. They all show up and they're able to reproduce 100% on their own. Unisex like geckos. Some geckos, geckos, right? Like the talking gecko. Yeah, some are they're unisex, so when they get washed up on a beach on a log and there's like one of them, they're already reproducing because they don't have a need to try to find the other mate, right? So there is some kind of, I know you guys are not evolutionists, but there's some kind of thing that may be built into the way we act based on this concept,
You know what, Kurt?
Okay, I'll shut up.
No. You just said, you made a statement that is actually incorrect about, I know how you guys feel about evolution.
Yeah.
Evolution and science and the whole bit, it's all part of God's
All right,
creation.
okay.
So I've never had a problem with that. I mean, the molecule is God's creation.
Right. And, geez, or 99% of a chimpanzee I think is something that you've proven pretty much in life for a DNA structure.
There's only.
So there's living proof right there in front of me.
There's only one place for gays. There's only one place for gays in the military. That's in the rear.
I told you the most of the polls came from the rear support units who are all for it.
You think that's been said a few times?
I think
in the
so.
military, hasn't it?
Probably.
Is that something you guys used to say when you were in the military?
You know what?
Mike?
We didn't have any gays in the military when I was
You
there.
didn't know that. You know what?
But it is called a cockpit after all, right?
That's right.
When he's flying?
It's not a box office, it's a cockpit.
When I went to Fort Ord, Dad, remember when I joined
Oh, Lord
the
help us.
Hey, Dad, remember when I joined the Army and I went to Fort Ord, California,
Yeah.
for my basic? There was, and that was back in '75, and there was only a couple reasons that you could get out of the Army at that point. One of them being gay.
Mm-hmm.
Of all the people in our whole company there, one guy went to, and he was a big 6'4" guy, tell him that he was gay. And guess what state he was from?
Texas.
No.
Oregon.
Oregon. So the one guy that got out because he was gay was from Oregon. Oh, you're from Oregon too, are you?
Yeah, was he really gay or did he just want out of the military?
I think he was gay.
Did he watch MASH a lot?
Huh?
MASH?
Why?
Corporal Klinger, Section 8.
We had a guy.
There's a guy right there.
You know, you talk about what it takes for a person to snap, and this was one other reason that you get out of the military. There was a guy that they used to kind of pick on a little bit, not real bad, but a little bit. And one night he had been doing KP all night long, working in the kitchen, peeling potatoes for the next morning and all that kind of stuff. Comes back to his bed about midnight, walks into the barracks. As he walks by, someone flicks him on the ear like that. And he snapped. And when they hauled him away in the morning, he was on the bottom of his bunk bed, underneath the bunk bed, with his hands and feet clinging to the springs with foam coming out of his mouth. And making really weird sounds. And we never saw him again.
Wow.
You know, that was the other reason, being mentally imbalanced.
Marijuana was the other one too.
Huh?
Well, it was marijuana. Was a big one.
Not for me, it wasn't.
I was gonna say, not near what I could tell when I was up there.
One thing they should train. One thing they should train those
I used to
guys
go on
on.
guard duty all the time and guard the Cobra helicopters and just climb inside the helicopters and we'll just leave it.
Really?
We'll go to sleep. Yeah.
One thing you don't want to pick on in the military is the guy's got a business card that's got SOA stamped on it. SOA,
Yeah,
What?
Soldiers of Allah.
Oh, gee.
Hey, check this cartoon out. It's a picture of.
Yeah.
Those peaceful, loving people.
What was the last thing that you heard on earth? Allah is great. You know, I had there's a guy I work with at Home Depot. He's from he's Palestinian, so he obviously has some really strong views about the Israeli occupation of the West Bank and Gaza and all that. Heck of a nice guy though. But a couple years ago, I was going to sing at their Christmas party, and I had these songs all lined up. And at the very last minute, they came up and
They being.
they being the head people, and wanted to see my list of songs. Well, there were some traditional Christmas songs in this, and I'm sorry, you can't do that.
Ew.
You know, and you gotta freaking be kidding me. You know, you can't sing "Oh Holy Night" or something. No, I'm sorry, because that might offend some people. And when the guy told me that, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Alam came walking in. This is the Palestinian guy. I said, "Hey, Alam, come here." I didn't give that manager a chance to leave. I said, "Hey, I was going to be singing at the Christmas party. I know that you're Muslim." I said, "Would it offend you with me singing songs about Christ's birth or anything like that?" I said it just like that. He goes, "Absolutely not, Lloyd." He says, it is a Christmas holiday. This is America." And he walked away. I just looked at the guy and he goes, "I know you still can't do it."
God, you sound like our cab driver. No, really, that's what a cab driver sounds
Remember
like.
some of our cab drivers in Chicago?
yeah.
Yeah, I remember one of them.
Boy, you should have seen the one that had after you guys had already left, and my niece and I were in the cab.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a throwback to the '60s! This guy comes screeching across whatever the main boulevard is there, the big one there, Michigan, I think it is. Anyway, cuts across all the lanes of traffic because we, put our hand up for a cab. Hair down to here. He's got classic rock just cranked up. And we get in the car and he goes, "Ow!" and just guns it. Before he even asks where we want to go or anything like that.
He was probably high on marijuana.
Yeah.
He was already gone.
No, I'm sure he was,
gone.
but scared the living daylights out of me. But boy, was he an entertaining guy.
Our cabbie Pick this up, and I say Rock Bottom Brewery, and you go, oh, need address. I go, we held one of the guys in the valets, and I said, hey, can you tell him where the Rock Bottom Brewery is? And the guy goes, you gotta be kidding me. You know, it was like 3 blocks away. He says, it's a non-second. You know, why should we be taking a cab or lazy? But you gotta be kidding me.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, it's like, I realized it because the guy was lost. I had to actually give him directions and say, no, left lane, keep going, go
guy
through.
barely spoke English.
You would have got a kick out of this.
He knew enough to type in a Garmin address, and that's it.
Yeah.
You would have gotten a kick out of this. When we were in Chicago, Kip was going to treat Dad and I to go see the Blue Man Group.
Oh, really?
Okay? So, but because of one thing or another, we were really cutting it close.
Very cutting it close.
Really cutting it close. And Kip told the cab driver, he says, there's something very special in it for you if you can get us there on time.
That guy.
And I don't think my heart's ever been the same again.
It was like a Hollywood movie?
I did,
He
but I'll
jumped
tell you.
over
Hey,
what?
That
Oh
guy.
yeah, he was going over
did
barriers
things,
and
you know, traffic jams and everything. Man, he was in the
don't be a
center
pedestrian.
and whatnot. He was taking one-way streets going the wrong way.
Holy crap.
He was amazing.
Hey, how about
And that
Kip?
divider between streets, he needed to cut back to make a left turn. No intersection, but there's a wide divider there, grass on it and everything. He just right straight
Oh,
over.
jeez.
Oh, wow.
We made it, didn't we?
Yeah,
Hey.
we did, and it was amazing.
And I didn't think we would.
How special was it, Kip?
No, I don't remember.
Oh, come
He
on.
was happy. I have no idea.
He was smiling when he drove away.
Yeah.
Never got a $5 bill before.
Especially for something like this. I'm going to frame this bill just for different
You go.
reasons.
This is a USCSS grant. Spend it in
know
one
what?
spot.
When we were doing that at that Blue Man Group, it was so funny there at the end. Do you remember all the things going over
Oh,
our
yes,
heads?
yeah.
And Dad's just up there with those paper mache things, just moving them along. It looked like, you know, what do they call it when someone's body surfing the crowd?
Well, I'm
Mosh
just
pit.
fighting for my life. That's what
I didn't want to get buried in the. Yeah.
no rhyme or reason. I thought I'm going to suffocate.
That was a good show.
Yeah, they're pretty
Shit, I want to
shallow.
run all my battery. What I got left? Whatever.
Yeah, I'll always remember that cab ride.
Hey, Lloyd,
Tell you that.
the only time I ever see you, the last time I saw you was at a funeral with my buddy Steve, and now it's for Jake. How come the only time I see you is at funerals? What's up with that?
I guess you're just dying to see me.
Did you sleep in?
Hey, can't we just have a living
today,
wake?
Lloyd, after you got off work?
That way,
Did you sleep in it today?
I tried
know,
to lay down, which is why.
have a living wake for everybody, Uncle Gene. We should put that together. All this traveling back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Let's all just get together in one room and say, I'm not making your funeral, but let's just kind of do what we're gonna do right now.
You want me to preach my sermon right now?
I want you to do it for yourself because no one's gonna do it better.
It's going to be a big surprise tomorrow.
Who is your spiritual mentor that would be at yours? At your
Be officiating at my
at your
funeral?
celebration of life ceremony.
Wow, nice.
No, I'm just curious. I don't know this.
Just, we want to get it on record here. We want to record.
Or do you have someone?
Well, no, I thought I would
Outlive
the
'em all.
family do it.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
he's going to outlive them all.
Yeah.
Dad's probably in better shape than all of us.
I know that. Probably outlive me.
Well, I haven't felt like that in the last couple of days, Kip.
Yeah, you need to take some Imodium or Pepto and get yourself okay.
Oh, do you have digestive distress going on?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
really been
Oh, me too.
torn up.
That 5 hour went through me, man. Holy drink! What the heck is that stuff? It's like
I thought it was pretty good stuff, the 5 hour.
It's a little, you know, it's just a little bottle of like, you know, you buy it at the 7-Eleven and it's like supposed to give you energy. Yeah, it gave me energy to find a hotel and a toilet as soon as I could.
Well, I just thought it was kind of a, you know, kind of pick me up, or I didn't sleep much last night.
Yeah, I lifted up the toilet a little. Picked me up
Yeah,
too.
we didn't sleep.
No.
No, we didn't. Thanks to Mike snoring.
You're snoring too, Kurt. And I just got to sleep quicker.
And then your phone's going off and you're calling about your card at 4 a.m. or whatever it was.
No, who's going to preach my funeral?
Yeah.
I suppose my pastor.
Oh, who is that?
Well, his name is Ted. We call him Pastor Ted.
All right.
Name is Ted, but we call him Ted.
He's the pastor of.
You know, pretty sharp.
He's the pastor of what used to be First Assembly of God in Grand Junction.
Okay.
But now it's Victory Life Church.
I thought you'd have Billy Graham Jr. come in or something.
No, I thought that, but I gave up on that.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
So I'll just.
you certainly deserve it.
Pastor.
You certainly deserve it, Uncle Gene.
What do you usually feel like when you get up in the morning?
Of course, you know, I could have my family, but,
Does it change on the
you
day?
know.
No, that's a bad idea.
He's almost real star power.
Really? Yeah. No, you're so well loved. It'd like people be falling in line trying to do it.
But a lot of we pastors, we have our district superintendent. Mine is named Donald Steiner.
Oh, you actually have it named.
Yeah, he
Oh, really?
does have a name. Kip knows him well. I think, don't you? Yeah, I thought so.
So Ted's not a figment of your imagination, right?
But then, you know, I'm not planning on vacating tomorrow.
I don't think
Well, Kurt
so.
wanted to get an early jump on the tickets for the plane ride.
You know, if you book way in advance, you could really save a lot of money.
Do what?
Yeah, he's looking for, give him a timeline. He's kind of looking for it.
You got your appointment
Hey.
booked, do you, Kurt?
Well, here's my wish. If you know, I get a wish, is please make it in the summer because I'm really sensitive to cold, being living in Hawaii. Okay. Jake's untimely. January, for God's sakes. Oh, I'm gonna miss Jake. I saw him this summer, and he was just good old Jake.
Yeah.
Pretty much a little tireder than normal.
What did he die of?
Hi, Sissy.
Lung cancer, pretty much.
Yeah, it spread.
I
Yeah.
see something from Martha Stewart collection.
Smoking Josie.
You know, Home Depot.
I know, but you know he's 83.
A lot of Martha
I mean,
His mom was what, 96?
if you get 10 more,
A long time ago, didn't he?
yeah, no, he did, but
Smoking.
he smoked a long time though.
He did?
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't smoking up while he was taking chemo.
No.
I didn't think so.
Nope, it just lots of Belvedere and Grey Goose. That was his
That was his
spot.
deal.
Yeah.
I'm going to go.
And the doctor said you can have as much as you want.
Comfy, sloppy clothes.
Kind of like ice cream after a tonsil's out.
Why you think this looks sloppy already?
Yeah, I'm a.
Mom, you were talking about feeling old. Did I tell you that I
I'm gonna miss him.
attended Social Security office the other
Hey.
day?
Hey,
There she is, Miss America.
Okay, this is the last picture because now I'm getting sloppy.
Okay. This camera actually doesn't put weight on you. It's
Did you
a
put on, Sammy has a beauty setting on her camera.
it's a wide screen.
I don't know what it
So
does.
the screen's wider and it makes things look smaller in the middle.
And you need to have.
Good.
It's HD,
So I went to
1080p.
by the time I got it.
Okay, that's the last picture of the night.
She goes, that's okay.
You look great, Carol. She does. She's kind of looking. She must have really that hairstyle's pretty cool.
yeah.
There she.
I see silver and gray hairs.
Well, I gotta save some battery because I didn't bring my charger.
I go home there. The wall's
All right, so this is me, the fam.
Do our thing.